Other interesting political news, the federal government might buy armored Teslas for their fleet. Now, this comes to us thanks to thedrive.com, which they say, quote, the feds want to give Tesla $400 million for armored cars. The 2025 State Department procurement forecast includes $400 million for armored production Teslas, which, again, if you actually look at the Excel sheet that's attached, to the government website, which no one really reads, it does have their name of Tesla, but in terms of is this, scheduled to be bought today? It's still in the exploration, part of the procurement cycle. So eventually they'll put out an RFP or request for price, and all of the companies that qualify can bid on it. I mean, this any government contract, with exception of, Bush giving no bid contracts to Halliburton. But most government contracts, they just open up to the bid process. Now, in terms of ROI, we'll see. I mean, an armored car for under $100K is pretty rare. Now, it'll be really interesting to see what the standards are when the RFP comes out in terms of what calibers does it need to be resistant to. Because remember, there's no such thing as bulletproof, just bullet resistant. From the factory, very impressive, the Tesla Cybertruck, although a boring platform or drivetrain since it's not manual transmission with 3 pedals, but nevertheless, it's actually bullet resistant for small arms. Small caliber pistols, 22 long rifle, 380 ACP, 9mm. However, once you get into high speed, rifles, which, smaller bullets usually, but higher velocity, that's when they intend to punch through the holes. Now, with the odds of going through the city of Chicago, probably a lot of small caliber bullets, a lot of 9mm, might be good for enough for the city of Chicago, but I mean, if the requirement needs to be, 7.62 by 39 or 50 BMG bullet resistant, that's when you're gonna have to add extra armor, like AR-15 or AR-500 armor, or the traditional materials, which that would be a pretty penny on top of the factory price. Then you need to retrofit it. Traditionally, the companies that win these contracts, many of them will take a production vehicle, strip out everything from the internally, give it a bigger engine, bigger brakes, basically overhauling the powertrain because the added weight is a lot, to say the least. It is quite literally armor and one of the heaviest, densest materials out there. Now, diving specifically in the article by Brian Hurd, they say, quote, the 2025 procurement forecast posted by the United States Department's website indicates that the agency wants to buy a fleet of armored production Tesla vehicles, totaling an estimate of $400 million. The budget did not include any details about the proposed number of vehicles or how it might further augment the State Department's service. According to the department's website, 2025 forecast was updated in December during the transition. Now, they also say we have found a line item, a copy of the forecast uploaded by the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization, aka, and they say aka the Department of Big Bailout. Don't believe us? Read their own statement. They say Public Law 100-656, the Business Opportunity Development Reform Act of 1988, amended the Small Business Act to place new emphasis on acquisition planning. The law requires agencies to compile and make available projects and contracting opportunities. Small and disadvantaged business firms may be able to perform. They also have the Hub Zone for small businesses. It also serves disabled veterans. Now, let's see here. Actually, I think there's a video of the 50 cal. This would be.
Today we're going to see how bullet resistant the Cybertruck really is, since nothing is.
Pulling up here. I forgot at what point it's no longer bullet resistant.
And our third contestant is Jacob, and
yeah.
There we go. This was the 9 not go through.
Which one? The 50. Yeah, bullets. Yeah, pistols don't go do it. I'm curious about the 50.
That 223 is moving so much faster.
Oh yeah, even the 223 or 5.56 the NATO most standard round is the AR-15 is all about. Yeah, that just punched right through it because it's going way too fast. Now, again, that's just from the factory, which in terms of ROI, if they just need a small bullet resistance, I think that'd be great. Also, depending on the, what's the life cycle for these fleets in terms of obviously long distance driving or towing. These things are crap, but these things are only strolling around the city. And you get the Cybertruck for sub 100,000, compared to a traditional armored car, which is like 250 plus, $250,000 plus or more. That's when this actually makes business sense. Which, plus I don't know. To me, it's a weird, quirky design, but I'm crazy. I think the Cybertruck is kind of growing on me. Now, they say that, quote, according to the New York Times, however, the State Department may be contracting with aftermarket upfitter Armor Max to handle the job, as happens with many manufacturers that supply the government with armored vehicles. In fact, the forecast also includes entries for armored vehicles provided by BMW and 2 other nameless manufacturers simply labeled as sedan and not sedan, which it sounds like a government label to me. Sedan, not sedan, which it's like kind of like me when I have my socket wrenches or socket adapters. I have American and not American in the tool room. Now they say that the projected budgets for both are significantly smaller at $50 million for the BMW SUVs and $40 million for 2 of the mysterious companies. Let's see here. Now they say, quote, at this rate, the Trump administration could expand the U.S. government's electric fleet significantly, much more than what voters expected. Just 2 months ago, Trump's transition team suggested they would seek to overturn the 2023 spending package that earmarked funds for adoption of EVs by a postal service fleet, which, yeah, that's been a debacle and crap in and of itself. When you look at Oshkosh's production capabilities, they're supposed to be pumping out like 13 to 20 a day. It's about 1. Yeah, so they're not doing great. They're really good at making armored cars, actually armored vehicles in off-road. They basically replaced the Humvee. But yeah, Oshkosh trying to make the funny, weird-looking postal car, not a fan of. Now, you see that so far, apologies. So far, the administration seems to be going the other way. Just days after the transition was announced, U.S. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy said that the Postal Service would continue to purchase and its mandate to electrify, absent new spending instructions from Congress. Its hands are tied. They say the transition is expected to cost taxpayers $9.7 billion. Sorry, $6 billion. Jeez Louise. Which, at least we got a good ROI about those old Grumman ones. I mean, the iconic, postal trucks that we've seen for decades has been the same. They've been around forever. That's pretty good ROI. That's what you can get out of a gas engine and gas platform. You can get decades of life service. Downside about Teslas and EVs in general is the battery degradation. Maybe you'll get some good luck out 10 years, but think of the last batch of actual postal trucks we've seen. Those lasted decades. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, it's just earmarked. We'll see what the actual price is per unit and which other companies bid for it. But it's interesting to see that would dramatically revolutionize the government fleet. And again, depending on the ROI and how long they usually keep their armored cars for, and the bullet resistance level they need, this could make business sense. I'm kind of split in terms of they're hard. Yeah, I don't know. They'd be hard to maintain in terms of Tesla would have to upspend basically, an in-house division just for this project. And if they add all the extra weight to it, everything starts to wear out even more. It's not another real possibility. It'll be interesting to see what the government does from this. And let me know. Do you think this, and I think this only makes sense with the Cybertruck. Because again, if you do any other vehicle, the weight will get so prohibitive and they're not already bullet resistant. So again, if it was like one of the Tesla model, S's or Y's or what they call them these days, or the E's, I mean, the added weight at that point would be so prohibitive, it'd be like a rock. I think this only makes sense with the Cybertruck because that's the one that's bullet resistant from the factory for small pistol calibers. That's where I think it makes this business sense the most. That's where I think the proposal will be. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make sure better and better. Don't forget, first Q&A live stream is going to be February 22nd, 6 p.m. Texas time, or some people call it Central time. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your enemies, heck, tell your coworkers, tell everyone, just stay safe and fight the good fight.